It's Enasia'S Colón here, back again with Enasia'S Couch, episode number 2. Again with me is a woman with 3 beautiful daughters, her own entrepreneur herself. She has her own little business, big on manifestation. My biggest supporter, our biggest supporter, and likewise, Rachael Buto.
Hey!
She is back, and we're here to talk today. Our episode dropped June 7th. It was pretty big. We were excited for it, with what we had. We were just talking, girl talk, talking about some serious things, but also having fun with it as well. Yeah. So, what's up, Rachel? How are you?
Good day. How are you?
Good.
I want to actually get on the field with you. That has nothing to do with any of this, but also everything with it. But also, I do want to get out there with you. But how are you?
I'm good. I'm
happy to be back. Are you do you prefer to be home, or are you I'm ready to go back?
Soccer-wise, I'm kind of ready to go back, especially
already?
Since
because she's not here this long.
No, because we didn't
have
a spring season, so that really we didn't have any
games.
A lot. So it was different.
You were ready to go to a game every.
Yeah.
How many games a week were you having? At least one,
sometimes 2. It was normally one on Thursday,
and then just nothing
on Saturday.
And did they drop trainings also?
If we had a game Sunday, we wouldn't have practice on Monday, but then we would still have training the rest of the week.
Yeah.
And if we were gone, let's say we went travel, because it depends on where we're going.
They give you grace?
It gives, they give us maybe a day or 2, but then we go right back at it because we have a game the next week, so it's not really a lot of rest, but it's better.
Do you have one person on the team that's your dog, that's your go-to? You're each other's
I would say top,
or is there a triple?
There's a couple little there's 2 girls that I'm really I live with them this year.
And are they from South Florida?
No.
Or would you have never known them? Had it not been for soccer, you would never know them.
Well, first of all, before I even got there, my roommate May, she texted me on Instagram and was she texted me and she was like, "Hey, do you want to be my roommate?" It was random too, and I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then literally ever since then, I swear she's my second brain. So it's so funny. And then Mia, we call her Misha though. She literally, when all of the freshmen got there, she committed 2 weeks before we were all supposed to get there. So we were oh my god, who is she? You know what girls do, stalk each other, figure out.
Yeah, of course. You want to see some highlights.
Yeah.
What did she play? What could you do?
Yeah, but then we ended up becoming really close. Because at school, it was 2 to a room, a bathroom, and then 2 on the other side, and she was the other girl on the other side.
So Jack and Jill kind of set up.
So she literally was hanging out with us all the time.
You guys could go in and out of each other's rooms pretty much, and
yeah. It was
so
fun. Instead
of 2 to a room, you're kind of 4 to a room.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And it sucks because this year I felt it was us 3, and then there was an upperclassman of sophomores that were literally just like us, but 2 of them did transfer, Kennedy and CJ, but don't worry because they visit all the time, and we're actually going to play CJ in preseason, and I'm excited to see her play.
Isn't that crazy to see?
Yeah, it's definitely weird because she's going to be on the other side, it's weird, but
of course.
Whatever.
But that's going to be your whole career. It's good that you're experiencing this at such a young age, because by the time you're dapping these girls up on the World Cup and on international fields.
Yep.
Swapping jerseys,
that's
hopefully
true.
It's gonna be a bigger for you. It's so powerful now. By then, you're gonna really feel that shit.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah,
and appreciate it. Where some people they just get lucky, or they just get sponsored, they just get this that. You really will appreciate. I know, the humble background you come from, the family that raised you, that's put you on this path.
Yeah.
When that day comes, it's going to be a powerful thing for you on a different level than I think most people your age at 21. Because by the time you're 21, that's what we're talking.
Pretty much. No, yeah, but
at that point, people they just want to get to the club that night to celebrate. That, your mindset, I don't feel it's ever going to be there.
No, it's never.
I really don't.
It's never like that, especially because like I said, our games are on Thursdays, so in college, party starts.
Always. They were always Thursdays.
And after the game, I'm I want to go get food and go to bed.
I'm hungry. I want a good meal. I want something that's Jill. I want something really yummy that they won't say no to.
Yeah, exactly.
And normally Jill's I don't want that. I'm on the mood. I don't want. But if she balls out It's like whatever, she wants
whatever
to eat,
you want.
she wants to eat.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
I think there was one game though that we all did something after the game. It was the game that we beat U of A, because Arizona State has like a rivalry with U of A, because
that's
it's like in Arizona.
Like Coral Springs Parkland.
Yeah, type stuff. So we beat them.
Gotcha.
And like everyone thought we were gonna lose, but we won, so we all went out, we all had fun. It was a good thing. Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
It was like a hype in the like college town.
Yeah,
right?
because we didn't beat them. We haven't beat them. We like tied or lost for like, I think like it was like 8 years or something like that. I don't know how many
That's
times.
a long time.
But then we won and we were all like so excited.
Did you score that game?
No, as a freshman though, like experiencing it, because you don't really know a rivalry, like
even like your game time.
Yeah,
earned.
Yeah.
Did you feel like that?
I did. I feel like when I like stepped on the field, I did make an impact in each game that I played in, and it was a good thing.
Agree.
Especially when we were playing top level teams like
you definitely proved yourself.
It definitely was a lot of fun. It also has to do with like the formation that we're playing too, because you know, against
they
like,
moved you
teams,
around a lot. I noticed that they would move her around, and all of a sudden I'm like, she's over there.
Yeah. But sometimes
and not that you're like, and that's I think the best thing about soccer, and like some people say football, but like soccer, I think the best thing is it's so universal, not only in language and culture, and where you could play, like it could be dirt streets and rocks with barefoot, or it could be in the best turf in the world with the fucking most expensive cleats. It is a universal sport, but it's different, you know, like when you're at that level.
Exactly. Everyone always says that like our fields are like the best fields ever, or whatever, and you play on your fields, and then you go to like Washington State or Washington, and you see like it's pouring all the time, and their grass is like, it's like different. You have to adapt, of course.
Adaptation, yeah.
But it's not like a super hard adapt, but it's still like.
I still think not only is it universal to watch as a fan and as a spectator or a coach and be on the high sidelines or like in the actual stands of it.
Yeah.
I think it's universal in a sport as in a player.
Yeah.
Like you could put
100%.
And like not to whatever, but I'll always be biased with my children, even Milani, defense, offense, whatever. I think it's universal as far as even players go. I remember like even the time back in the day when I played and it got to PKs. For the championship, I took the PK, I got the PK, and then the goalie felt so shook she couldn't do it, and I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. And I got in, and I did it, and I caught it. And I remember my coach to this day, Lauren Janduso, I don't even know like if you, for whatever reason, will ever see this, but your father literally scooped me up and spun me around, and we won, and it was a big deal, and that was the turn in Parkland. I was playing Parkland Rec, that was the turn where he pulled my dad after, and he even gave me a little gold charm, a soccer ball with my number 14, and that was always 14? My number. I kept it 14 till the wheels fell off. My last Parkland Predator jersey is 14, and he told my father, like, she has no business on these fields. Get her travel immediately. We didn't even know what travel was.
Yeah, at the time.
And so to me, he played like such a key role. I don't even think he even realizes that, but he did. Because if not for that, my dad took his advice. He like went to the next tryouts, and at that point, it was not like you got an email, you got a call. Yeah. You had to go. It was at Cypress Park only. You had to go there, and they printed it out on a fucking piece of paper. The A, B, and C team. In order, nowadays, like it was like
you'll get an email.
Yeah, you had to go to the park, and it was like rounds and rounds because there were so many girls because there was not that many teams.
True, that's true.
So in this area, if you wanted to play, it was small to be on a good squad. So at the time, that was a good team. So there were so many girls. It was the A, B, and C team. They had 3 different teams to go with, and they were still cutting girls. So you had to see if you made the next round. So my dad would have to drive we'd get in the car, and I'd be so nervous looking. My name would hit the next, and we'd hit the next round, and then we'd get it. And I was like, and now I think, and I told you about, like, that's how it was. You had to go, and you had to pull up and, like, hope the whole ride, like, your name was on that list, or you just didn't make it.
Speaking of Giabella, she did just graduate the 8th grade, and she got her braces off. How did that feel? I saw the videos on her story. You know, I was rooting for her. I swiped up on her story. She finally smiled in her picture. I was like, okay. As a mom, how does it feel?
I'm glad you say that the thing was smiling, because she would not. Everything was, her face was covered. Always. That. Mm-hmm. She found a way with some kind of forms. None of them are gang signs, but like sometimes I'm like, what are you throwing up?
Like this, or like
like you're just her phone, and And then she got her braces off, and by the second picture I took in the orthodontist office, I made it clear. I said I want them on before middle school starts, off before high school, because kids are mean. But most kids have braces in middle school, so I'm like, that's a good area. But
get them young.
Beyond that, like and even if you're not in the bully zone, for me, I experienced being bullied, and there was a time where I was a bully, and I own it, and it's not a proud moment, but it's horrible thing. Yeah. So I don't want to set my kids up for something like that. So for me, I was like, she's got a better shot of not getting bullied if she goes in high school with no braces.
If anyone,
so that was the
Giabella is going to MSD next year. If any one of you bully her, I swear to God, I will fly my ass from Arizona down here and talk to you straight.
Already.
And EJ goes there, and EJ will do the same shit to you as well. Don't even think about it.
Yeah, EJ already was like, I know everywhere she'll be. Like, even if she doesn't know I'm watching her, I hear it. I'll find out. I'll know. And for those if you haven't seen, we're gonna have to insert EJ's bigger than both of us combined.
He's like,
and maybe his father. So like, I feel just so safe just in knowing that.
Giabella, you got a bodyguard. Just let me know.
Yeah, but for me as a mom, saying how I feel, like, I think a smile is so important, and there were certain friends of hers that I would notice that would do the same thing, and a lot of it was their smile, and they weren't comfortable with their smile, and I think that's so sad. Like, you want to be so happy in a picture, but your first thing is to cover your face. And and then now, like, we could take 100 because we could see what it looks like. And we can look back and be like, oh, your eyes were closed. You covered your face. Let me get a real one. But, like, truly a photograph in old school and having, like photographs of my ancestors, like, you got that one shot. You got it or you didn't. You got it or you didn't.
If your eyes were closed,
and you sure as fuck, sorry, my language.
No, you're
You
good.
sure as fuck did not give your parents and your grandparents the disrespect to say, I'm embarrassed for my braces. My teeth's uncomfortable. No, you fucking showed up. A lot of our family has set from her grandparents to aunts and uncles, like, please, Giabella, like, please. And it was really a thing for her. So to be not even leaving the orthodontist office and showing a picture and her saying, okay, mommy, you can post that. And then she even said, and actually, you can post anything from now on. Like, immediately, I went right over to the orthodontist, and I was like, thank you for... There's nothing...
better than that.
You should feel good in your skin, whatever your size, your color, your race, your ethnicity, your background, your culture, what you believe in, the color of your hair, your shim, your hem, and I don't care, my husband will even what I don't care. You should be comfortable in your skin and with your smile, to be happy and confident in your smile. Your smile can make someone's day. Yeah. You could have a crooked ass smile, no fucking teeth in your mouth, and be a bum on the street and have nothing, not a dollar in your pocket, be asking for 50 cents with not a dollar in your pocket, let alone ever see a dentist in your life. But you could give someone that's having the shittiest day with $1 billion the biggest, most beautiful smile that you genuinely mean, and you could make their day with no teeth in your mouth.
Exactly.
For me, so for my child to say, like, mommy, you could post that, for 4 years we couldn't post anything, like, it was a big deal. Yeah. I want all my kids to feel happy in their skin, happy with their smile, like, all of you guys, like, you should, and I want your smile to make someone else smile, you know, so.
Yeah.
This is why this platform exists. So the platform exists for Enasia, EJ, you, Rachel, Joe, myself, anybody that comes on here to be able to just say whatever they want with no judgment, and you guys can see Rachel's getting a little bit emotional because she is a mother and she cares, and that's important.
A big deal. Like,
this platform allows you guys to do that.
I know her. I've watched her grown up. I've watched her.
Like, even these graduation, like, then the photos we have in this last 10 days, we would have never had, because she would have covered her face, or she would have dodged and ran, and now she has beautiful pictures with her father and her grandparents that, you know, like, we're so blessed to have. And
and as being someone that has her on social media, I know exactly what Rachel's talking about with, like, covering her face, and I also know people that do the same thing, because they're like, oh, nowadays, you know how people get insecure.
And you mentioned that in the last, like, it takes a long time to be confident in your skin. Like, that shit's not easy. Especially for you, I want to also, like, you don't wear lip gloss. She doesn't wear chapstick. Does she even wear chapstick or Aquaphor on those lips?
No. Okay, don't.
No, you don't.
I do.
She doesn't wear a drop of anything because she doesn't need it. And I think that also speaks volumes. I think that's beautiful for all cultures and all little girls to see it. You don't need a pound of makeup like I do. Like,
oh my God,
that's why, like, getting here, I was like, listen. And I was thinking on the way here, I was like, one day, Born, I'm going to be able to just sit in your chair right there. And I'm going to sit there and someone can just do all this shit for me. And I don't have to fucking do all this.
Yep. 100%.
And so it's going to happen and that day will come. But until then, like, I might be fucking 6 minutes late because a bitch got 3 kids and it's crazy. One that hit the key and it's a single key. One that came home with her fucking schoolwork for the whole fucking entire year and dumped it on my kitchen counter. So where that key went, I still don't know, Joe. I don't know. Do we find it? Because, like, that was a big deal because he's like, this is like a $500 key. I'm like, what?
Which car was it to?
To the Mercedes, and we're already down one. Like, we've lost, like, the one that, like, you can't lose. So, like, it's moving forward, you gotta buy a new one or you're fucked. So I was just like...
Joe actually texted the group chat.
We're Gucci? Are we Gucci? We're not?
You have his pickleball paddles and he can't play.
I even said, I was like, you know why? Because the Tahoe, and also, big major shout out and plug to Speed and Truck World. Ride or die for them forever. Literally, aside from the fact that they do the best work, the best customer, I don't care if you have the best dunk, truck, luxury car, whatever it is, they can do whatever you want, custom to the T. Mm-hmm. But they are also our childhood friends. I grew up with one of the owner's sons. He was in all my classes in elementary and middle school. And then my sister was best friends with the older brother. So I was in the same class as one brother. My sister was in the same class with the other. And then they had a little sister who I instantly took under my wing and was like, Scoop, you got no choice. We're in this shit. Like, and they came from a really good family, and there was a lot of years with that. And so, like, that coming in and that business still being around. How many years? Google that shit. How many years?
Over 30 years.
Over 30 years. That's a big deal. Family owned and operated. So we will always support a family owned and operated business, obviously.
Yeah,
but
obviously.
It's a bit. I think that speaks volumes, and it's super underrated, and it doesn't exist anymore. It really doesn't. And because everyone's just for a quick fix, like an overnight get a check and get out, and they're willing to sacrifice their integrity and their character for something. Where, like, in the old school shit, you were family owned and operated. You open the doors, you close the doors. Your paycheck meant a lot. Putting the lights on, making sure that person got their check, and that may be bonus for Christmas to take care of their family. Like, that's always been a part of, like, all of our families, and making sure that it's a big deal. It's not just like our family feed, putting a table in the immediate home. It was like, we're entrepreneurs in a way where we've always had staff that, like, you gotta take care of, put food on a lot of people's tables and take care of a lot of people. And I think that's a major big goal still for us, but also even like
us, like, for example, like, now that you're on that topic about, you know, like, businesses and stuff like that, like I said in the intro, we just had our first episode. And I want to know, like, your thoughts on it. I watched it. You watched it. You said you watched it at your nail salon appointment.
That was crazy. So I was trying to find the time in the gaps, and I was going to put it on my headphones, because normally I'll run a call, or I'll have some kind of call, or I'll get work done while I'm at the nail salon, and I'll just put my headphones in. And I was like, you know what? For some reason, I had this feeling like, I don't want to put my headphones in. I don't want to keep this to myself. Why would I hide this? Why would I keep this, like, because or if I would listen to a podcast or an audio, it's I put one headphone in one, so if someone calls me or says hello, like, I'm like, what's up? Yeah. But for the most part, it's just one. And for some reason, and I never do this in Asia. I never fucking do this. It's a sign. Yeah, I never do this. And I was like, I'm not going to hide this shit. I'm not going to put one ear in, one ear out. I'm not even going to put one ear in. Like, whatever someone needs to hear. There's a message someone needs to hear. Maybe their kid, their grandkid, there's so many people that come in and out of that salon. I was like, I'm gonna put it. So I went from here, and then she finished this set, and then I had to go here. There's like sections with like levels to this shit. I like levels. So as I'm going, I'm full blast listening. So like, and there's always just rotating of people I don't know and people I do.
Yeah.
But this happened to be a day that I knew no one, and I can count 8 people total. Mm-hmm. I was 0 for 8. I didn't know any of them. I've been going there. I've been going there for 8 years minimum. Damn. And 8. What a weird number.
Yeah.
8 years. Don't know 8 of these people that happen to be there. 2 of them were husband and wife, and they were like living their lives. 2 sets of husband, older couples, and they were like, what is that? What are you listening to? And I didn't want to say, like, me. Like, that's, like,
me.
Creepy. But I was like, it's this young entrepreneur, and she's training really hard, and she goes to a D1 school, and she's training to be in the Olympic. I also dropped the Olympic bomb. That's new, but not new. But also, it's something I haven't really manifested yet. She's also going to now be on the Olympic team per, like, what came through during that. So, like, yeah, I was just, and they're like, oh, well, how do we hear it? And I'm like, a link. Like, a link these days, a link. If you're still, like, stressing yourself out, going places and going, which I do at times, but, like, just ask for a link. And more than likely, you know someone that has a discount code or something. Mm-hmm. They're like, how do I listen? I'm like, do you have a phone number? And now I'm plugged in with all these people, sent them the link. They're all, the whole salon was listening to all of it at different levels and different things. I'm like, I'm like 3 minutes ahead. I'm like, you're almost there. You're there. It was like,
at a nail salon.
Like, and it's local, and so...
Exactly. They just know.
And you're doing international shit that they don't even know about yet. They will, by the time this is over, they will. But it's just like...
What's that reel? How do they know? How does it go?
Which one?
You know what I'm talking about? The reel? They'll never know. How does it go?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's a TikTok. I need to find it, and then you can put it in. The world will never know. They'll never know. I know what you're talking about.
And is it like post it and then they look kind of shit?
Yeah, it's like when they'll never know, and then you post a video and it's like you doing something good, and then they know. I know what you're talking about. That's
there's so much good shit I want to do. That's like another thing. Like,
it's the nobody.
I just want to get to a place
nobody's
where
gonna know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know.
That one.
I just want to get to a place where like I could just like pull up. Like I told you, I have a pair of Jordans in the back of the car that I'm just waiting to like find like someone that looks like, or it's a rainy day. Mm-hmm. Just someone that just needs them more than I do, and I have them in the back. Mm-hmm. I wish I had more, but that's what I got right now, and I'm just waiting. And I just really want to get to a place, and hopefully we can all get to a place where we could just have like a Mac truck full of just all different sizes of shoes that kids need. Like
shout out Drip Toronto.
Drip.
Actually, let me plug that.
You know, and I know there would be a huge part of that because Joey and I talked about this earlier today, and it's something he really, and it's with the youth. He really and shout out Drip. Like I don't want to, but I got to do it. Like it was a real conversation, and it really happened today. And he's really for the youth of like. Yeah.
100%.
There was a place in Canada that
yes, thank you.
That this teacher, this school teacher, she's a major sneakerhead, and I know there's like all these sneakerheads, and a lot of sneakerheads that are now like sneakerheads. They're like the newer generation where like you don't know what a sneakerhead is. Like one to cop, one to rock. You probably don't even know what that means.
Yeah, it's all like the same nowadays, but back then
she's a major sneakerhead, and so like for her students, she raised money somehow, some way. Joey's got a plug to tell me the info, but. And she got all her kids. She did like projects building up to the end of the year of like making their shoe size, the mathematics. How do you measure your shoe to get the measurements of their shoe? Right. Certain colors of what they would want to do. They had to fill in and draw colors of Jordans. And I get even chills thinking about it. And they had to pretty much recreate like shoes they would want. And at the end of the year, she came in with but look at my goosebumps. She came in with a stack of Air Force Ones, like how they did customize yours, and she let each kid have their own box and recreate what they wanted with their vision and their colors, to their size, to their measurements, and that was their gift to them. And Joey said, and he was like, "How can we do more of this? How
can we give that teacher a round of applause?
Yes, please! Oh my gosh! And in in a way where she made it so like she was adamant where like they're from all different cultures and diversities and different areas, and like not every kid can do something or have something like this. This is great. So like for me, it inspired me to be like, I wish I could just walk in, like, and not even just the school that I've graduated in the schools, because I'm still plugged in. My children go to them all, even now at Giabel High School. But I would love to just go somewhere where like no one could have anything like that and see and really want and dream of something and be like, I wish I always had that. And we walk in and we're like, remember that thing you always asked for? Like, here it is. Go.
That's something that nowadays kids would love to do that.
Like, do you, like, I know you love to give back and you're part of charity, but like,
I love giving back. Like I said, like, it's little things like that. Like, nowadays kids would go ballistic over the smallest things, like sneakers, a sweatshirt, like a hat, anything. It could be a freaking ring. Like, it's just the little things. And I do love giving back. Like I said,
you will get off the bus. You're exhausted. You're pissed. You're mad. You lost the game. You did the work.
Exactly.
And you're like, fuck 100%. This. I'm not even in my country. I can't even go home to my mom and dad right now.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not in the country. I'm not gonna make it.
But you're like, but that little girl right there,
is
watching, and that little girl's waiting for me, and you got off. And
I got off the bus, I had to. And like I said, with like charity and giving back.
You didn't have to, though. That's the thing. It's like you didn't, but you felt like that's who you are. That's your character. That's your integrity. That's who you raised. Like, and you had to.
After,
and you did.
I think it was after the game, like they were asking me like swap jerseys, but I was like, I don't think I can do that because I had to give it like back.
I keep
to
all
the
of
Federation.
my kids' jerseys.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Yeah, like I said, I've been giving back. I've been working with the ladies right here, with Heather and her life boxes, like suicide prevention and all that type of stuff. I actually...
Do you want to talk about that?
EJ helped me a little with it today, too. He, like, put the boxes together, and I was putting, like, the wrap in it, and then they ended up putting, like, the little goodies in it. They actually do it in a really cool way, actually. I was overhearing them talking, and they, like, do it for specific people. They have to figure out what the gender is, and then they figure out if it's a guy, then they put specific guy things in there. If it's a girl, they put a girl things in there. And the way that they just think about it is amazing because, like, there was other people there too that were just like me. They just volunteered to do it, and they just want to do it. And then there was this lady, didn't get to get her name, but she was in there too, and she was like, do we have any more boxes? Like, I want to come back tomorrow and help more. And I was like, these people are like just normal people that just want to help other people, and I think that's amazing. And same goes for me and EJ. They were asking EJ to lift the heavy boxes today. Like, it was.
They assumed like this is a big boy, so he can't handle the big box.
Yeah, I got one of the top ones in his head, so I bring it down, and then the girl ducks her head, and it just hits her in the head. I didn't even see her though, because she's behind me. So I turn around and bumped her in the head. You know, I made sure she was okay. I sat her down.
Walk it off. That's how something goes. Walk it off.
She was like, I'm fine. Her adrenaline was just going because of how much she wanted to do. Like, it was a whole bunch of stuff. And the details that they put into it, too, is amazing because they have new stuff coming in every day. And they count each individual thing. Like, they have books, they have toys, they have candy. Like,
no one skipped.
I counted freaking 499 books today in a box. I was like,
it couldn't be 500.
No, because like they were updating their inventory, so their last update was like 3 months ago, so you had to update it. But
so can I ask you this? This is super like deep and might get cut because it's that deep, but I also think that like we've made a pact that like we're gonna keep it real and authentic and like in an age appropriate way. And you being a freshman in college and just like statistically universe, not even just, let's just talk about the country we live within. As you speak of someone that's volunteering and doing charity work for suicide awareness, is there anything you experienced? Was there anyone within your whole entire university? You go to a massive university. Is there anyone that suffered anything that you knew that's dealing, or was there any awareness that you felt the school brought?
I feel like
No offense to the school, if not. I'm just, like, truly, like, we got real deal Holyfield. That's it. Like, I just want to know.
No, I agree.
Because I get very little time when she's here. Mm-hmm. So, this is not just, like, for a show. This is not just for this. Like, this is quality time that I get that I want to know, like, what's going on when I'm not there. Like, how do you really feel? How are you coping with things? What support do you have aside from here, home base, when you're not at home base anymore? Like, you're not. That's the reality. You're not.
That's a great question. At school, obviously, like, I know, not at my school, honestly, but there has been a bunch of, like, stuff like that when it comes to women's soccer. There's been a bunch of...
Like, a lot. When you say a bunch, there's, like, a handful?
Yeah, a handful, yeah. There's been some at, like, Stanford, too many. Some at, I think there was another school. I think it was Duke, too. There was, like, a couple of girls. But it's just stuff like that, you know, you never really know how people are doing, like, mentally. So that's why, like, for our team, like, we have little cliques, but even though we have little cliques, like, we still check up on each other, and that's, like, a big thing. And I'm known as a person that, like, smiles every day, and I check up, I'll be like, hey, what's up, like, see someone walking. There's some people on the team, they'll see our teammates walking.
Just body language.
Like, and you're just like, are you good, you know? And it's just, like, stuff like that, but... It's a really big topic, and that's why I feel like doing the charity work that I do it feels good because like I don't know how it feels to lose someone to that, but I wouldn't want to imagine how someone's friend would feel losing, like, you know, it's just something that you don't want to feel. So just giving back would probably help a lot better.
That even just speaks volumes of your character to give back to something you haven't felt yet.
Of course.
People pour their heart and soul into this kind of charity work that had nothing. They never even knew what this charity was. Mm-hmm. But they're fully invested into it now because they suffered a loss or they suffered something that hit home to them. You're pouring all this in it just because you can't imagine what it would be like, and you care so much about the people in your life. You wouldn't want them to.
Yeah, like I think about it all the time.
Just, like,
we were watching. I think because since like I'm in Arizona and my family's here, I don't get to watch Marvel movies with them in the theaters as much.
I know. What's with the fucking Marvel movies? Like, sidebar. Like, we've never watched a Marvel. You guys are so I'm missing out on something. I've never seen any of them.
It was Black Panther, I think. It was the new one. It was the Black Panther one. And obviously, like, it was kind of emotional. If you haven't watched it by now, sorry, I'm about to spoil it for you.
Make me go watch it.
When Queen Ramonda, which is like the
she's the mom.
Yeah, Queen anyone, like
she's the mom of Black Panther. In this movie, Black Panther's obviously not alive anymore, and it's just her and
really didn't even know that.
Well, because Chadwick Boseman died as an actual actor in life, so they didn't want, because he made such a big impact.
This is why I don't watch the movies.
Throughout everything, that they didn't want to recast his character, so they made him seem like he died from, like, you know, something tragic in the movie, but he actually died in real life. So
how'd you feel about that?
It was weird, you know. It was weird knowing
like,
that
do you can tell you're like, that's what's up, you should do that, or you're like,
no, I was wrong. Down. I was like, you can't really you can't recast him as an actor or as Black Panther, because when you look at Black Panther, you see Chadwick Boseman, so it's like you can't do that.
Okay.
So in the movie, the bad guy comes in, what's his name, Killmonger, right? He comes in and he has like powers of like water and stuff, so he like
No. What's wrong with you?
Water.
It was like the water.
Like that. There's like water, wind, fire.
Like, no, it's not. No, it's not.
Killmonger's the
you got it messed up.
This guy's gotta have all the shit, right?
I'm mixing movies. Sorry, I'm mixing the first one and the second one.
See, that's why I'm like, there's so many. That's why I'm like, I feel
okay, you know what? I haven't watched this in a minute. Okay, stop hating on me. Yes, I am. Okay, the biggest two Marvel fans is my dad and my brother, but I'm like, I like watching whatever.
We beef on Marvel.
So he kills the queen. She was trying to save this little girl that was drowning.
He kills the queen?
Well, yeah.
I don't want the queen to die. I was fucking already paying homage. The one that's got that fucking title as a boss, and now I'm like, oh, this fucking.
So the queen,
I'm devastated.
The queen and this girl go down this little hole because there's a little hole.
Pop. I'm so fucking devastated right now. This fucking
so the queen comes in. She's saving the girl. She has her in one hand, and she's swimming up to the surface with another, bringing both of them up. Then her daughter comes in, and then a bunch of guards come in too.
She's got a daughter too.
Yeah, and the princess.
Queen, I'm dead.
And then she comes in. They're all doing they're pushing on her chest, like trying to get the water out of her. Blah blah blah. They get the water out of the other girl, but then they figure out that the queen's dead. Like, she's dead, she's gone.
Did you cry? Don't lie.
And, okay, I did cry.
I'm ready to cry. The queen died. I'm pissed.
Like, she died.
Why would they do this?
And
Why would they this? I'm never watching a Marvel movie.
Remotely after that happened, the first time, I want to go back to the first time I watched it, because obviously when you rewatch something, it's like, but the first time, I literally remember I texted my mom, and I was like, you better not die on me. And she texted me back. She's like, "Are you watching the movie?"
It was that good of a scene.
And I was like, "Yes, I am." Yeah, it was a good scene. It was a good scene. I was like,
I can't handle it. I already can't handle it. I don't want to watch it. I'm not bringing my girls to watch it. I'll cry over them.
There's a scene in the movie where before she passes away, she loses her family, and it's one of the most powerful scenes ever.
Oh my god, try to like.
But also that is real. That's a
and she screams like a mother.
Yeah.
She goes, "I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. Have I not given everything?" No.
You would
and it's
think.
So powerful.
She got an award for that.
We can literally. We'll put it in here.
Yeah, drop that shit. I want to hear it and feel that, because
you should try to watch.
As like sad and powerful as it is, do you know how many women have cried that same cry? Of like losing it all, like what the fuck else do you want from me? And not to go there, because like this is a younger age bracket, but going back in that time, those women were very taken advantage of. Their bodies meant nothing. Their men did what they wanted with them. So at that time, for a woman to stand up and say, "You took this from me, my family from this," she also probably failed to mention, you took my dignity. You took my body. You took from me what I didn't give to you. That's something you should only give. And I teach my you only give that to someone that is sacred for life.
Exactly.
So if that woman said that, there was more to that, and
that's why I give props to actors, because especially her, because in that moment
it felt so
real. Because especially having,
I want to see that now.
Having the backstory of knowing that the actor that they've been playing with for the last how many years died from cancer, that
she meant that shit.
She knows it was real. I was really because in the moment she thought she lost her daughter too at the same time, so she's trying to
at that time. That time is when you feel no pain, especially if you've lost a child, where you're like, you've already done this to me, and you've killed my family and my children. Do it. You can't even hurt me. I can't feel pain. For me, I would be like, you can't feel pain. Yeah. Cut me. Do what you do. You still. I would do it with a smile. Like, you cannot hurt me anymore.
Exactly.
You already took the worst from me.
Yeah.
Now let's play.
In the movie, the daughter comes back and has a chance to kill the person that killed her mom, and she didn't kill him. And I was if that was me, I would have stabbed that man.
She didn't kill him, I think, because if she were to kill him, then that would, I feel like the people that was
it was revenge.
For the other guy,
she didn't want revenge.
Yeah, because there was another guy. What was the big guy's name?
Did she want revenge, or do you think she didn't want revenge?
I don't think. Yeah,
she didn't.
I don't think she wanted revenge.
Because that's revengeful to want to kill. Then you were seeking revenge. But if she was like, have mercy on you,
because
Rachel, play this video real quick.
We'll play it in here. You could just play.
Yeah, drop it.
Press play and raise it up.
But I know that feeling of what the fuck else you want? You've done it all.
We'll put it in here, so don't worry about that.
That's the queen?
No, that's her assistant. That's
my queen. Beg of you.
I have given everything. Let me die.
This part, oh my God.
Saving my country and that throne. Yasin Lama. Allow me to make this right. Make it right.
Watch. Oh my God.
I do not know if my daughter is alive or dead. Perhaps
we are being too hasty. She raised a spear against her own husband for Wakanda.
Where is her treacherous husband now? But in a place where she can visit if she wished. Mine! It's with the ancestors! I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone! Have I not given everything?
It's like the epitome of money does not buy you happiness. You can have it all in the world, but if you don't have your family and your loved ones, you don't have shit. Like, even for you, Nesia, like, even for you, like, to win the World Cup and win that goal, if you look in the stands and we're not there,
it's like,
that shit don't mean anything. Yeah. Like, it doesn't mean anything.
It's crazy. That's why I give actors a big, like, round of applause, because that's something else. Like, they really bring something up, like, to bring that out in them, and that's why they win the awards that they win. Like,
but that's, like, so different, like, of a thing. Like, you win the awards, you win, and you do something she could probably never do. And the way you dig deep for something, she can't dig deep, and you, like, admire that, but like, it's the same digging deep to your ancestry, and like, I know I'm worthy of this. I can give you all I have.
100%.
But in a different form. It's cool that you, like, admire that, because, like, it's very significant.
Especially
and it's very,
with, like, Marvel movies. I think that the actors...
That's why you like them. Now I get it.
Once you play a Marvel character, that character sticks with you for life. Like, for example, like, the girl that plays Wanda, like, when she steps out of the room, like, everyone's like, oh my god, that's one. Like, they don't see her as, like, the actor that she is. They see her as the person she's playing. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like, that sticks with you. And that's something you sign up for as being someone that plays such a big role.
Like, you can always be in Asia.
Yeah.
Like, you won't ever have to play that role.
Yeah. Exactly.
I love that. It's the best part. It's the best part. You could stay out there your whole life, because how hard must it be for these people to have to fake shit, and not to discredit the skills of an actor to bring that out. Mm-hmm. But like, a lot of people fake shit, and that has to be really hard. Mm-hmm. Like, I have to stay behind the scenes a little more, because I'm like, I don't know how to not. I don't know how to put that shit on. Yeah. So, like, beep, if you can't hear this, I'd rather not say. But for you to, like, always be who you want, you don't have to try to, like, there's a lot of athletes. They want to project themselves to be this big role model for children, but they're partying, they're drinking, they're doing drugs, they're doing things that are not cool to role model. Like,
if you're gonna do
a true role model,
you gotta at least, like, you know, like,
pipe it down.
Yeah, like, if you're gonna show a kid, like, hey, look, like, this is what I do, but this is also what I do on the side, don't do too much of it, you know what I mean? Like, don't be posting
find a balance.
Yeah.
And just don't do it.
But I do want to tell you guys that this is sponsored by Katie Palgreens. A business that my brother, me, David, and David's kids are a part of. Microgreens are just a little, you know, we grow corn, sunflower, radish, and
all
it's like
spicy,
like sour, like spicy, like salad, something like that. And then also broccoli too. It's basically like another version. You know how kids don't like to eat their vegetables sometimes. You just put that thing on top of your food and then just eat it.
But they actually do taste good. That's the only reason why.
Exactly.
They're actually good. Joe sometimes be eating that shit like with nothing. And I'm like, you understand, like, we can cook with this. We could he doesn't care. He's like, it doesn't need it. It tastes good like this. And I'm like, all right, if you feel like so powerful that you just got all your broccoli intake with that little bit, saves me a meal to not cook.
Exactly, because you have to go to the store, buy broccoli, then you have to cut it, but then when you cut it, you're actually cutting it out of the broccoli. Like, it's just a different thing. But also make sure you guys do get your merch at Enasia'sColón.com. You know, guys, we are coming out with something really big.
Look at what I just turned into your dad skydiving. Oh. Can we do like a side by side?
Put the picture in. You guys, we're coming out with something really, really good. July 3rd. You guys are going to be excited when that comes out. It's going to be amazing. But thank you guys so much. This is episode 2 of Enasia'S Couch, and we are going to continue this, and we'll be back next week.
Yeah. Let's go!
Peace and love.